Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Kafir Zindiq is butchering my videos because he cannot academically respond to my videos. So let's have some fun exposing how filthy and pathetic this guy is.
Wait, so what does this guy do? The Jahil uses Sunni books to refute me, a Shia, and thinks he's actually done something, right? But all he's done is he's exposed himself as being an idiot, a liar, and he's just embarrassed himself yet again. So now I'm gonna...
This guy is gaslighting people. Look what he said. In the original video that I responded to, he said that there's an ijma' between the Sunnis and the Shia that the Prophet ﷺ died in the lap of Aisha.
This woman, when this marriage doesn't exist, okay? Sunni and Shia, Muhaddithin, and the historians are 100%
100%. 100%.
إجماع from TikTok, إجماع from the pocket, إجماع from the Shia, إجماع المحدثين السنيين والشيعة. يعني تخنت. You're exaggerating, my guy.
So after I demolished all of his arguments in the video, and he said this is ijma' for Muslim from the Muslimin and Shia, I used the Sunni sources to refute your claim about the Sunnis. I don't care about the Shia. كلكم كفار. Everyone that holds your aqidah is a kafir, just like you. So stop strawmanning my guy, and look how he's gonna blaspheme.
Now I'm gonna expose your mother Aisha for being a hypocrite and for being a liar.
If you know, you know.
I want to verify the hadith. You're such an idiot, right? Because I've actually given you the full reference. All you need to do is go online, put the reference in, and it's available. You can check the isnad, you can check the grading of the hadith. But just for you,
What happened is he mentioned a source of a Suyuti and he didn't mention the reference. Look what he did.
So you mentioned in the Society of Kubra that Aisha's reports contradict more authentic narrations that may have been fabricated the Arabic status during the conflict of Islam and
Still waiting for the reference. I couldn't get the source, so please next time put the source on the screen. The second thing.
Oh my god, bro. You didn't even mention a source. And my guy, I know how to Google. I'm not an idiot like you. The problem is, even if you bring me the source, for example, volume 2, page 58, if I type that, there are multiple prints. So you have to go over the prints, you have to go over the text. So when you show it on the screen, if I cannot find it directly, I can put the text, right, in a shamil and I can find it.
because you're a Jahil who doesn't know how to search. And he admitted he goes, I can't find the hadith.
I couldn't get the source, so please next time put the source on the screen.
I don't see
Okay,
why-
what I was talking about? As-Suyuti.
Still waiting for the reference.
conflict of Islam and Islam. Mentioned in the Society of
As-Suyuti.
The second thing is, I can
Here.
please next time put the source on the screen. The second.
I couldn't get the source even though Suyuti has a deviant aqidah, but he actually knows about the hadith science. So him saying that, that's suspicious because he has an alfiyah and he is actually knowledgeable in the hadith. It's like his alfiyah is parallel to alfiyat al-Iraqi. So I was suspicious of the source, right? I said bring it and he didn't bring it. And even this video he butchered it and he made it seem like I'm asking for other sources and he's going to be listing tons of sources that I actually addressed in my video. Watch what he's going to do.
Source on the screen.
I don't see why it's so hard. You literally a simple Google search. But
Hey guys, simple Google search and he's paraphrasing what allegedly As-Suyuti said.
let's dumb it down for this Jahil.
So guys, this is going to be the easiest refutation on this earth. Look, he brought Tabaqat al-Kubra.
Volume number 2,
Volume number 2, he's going to bring this hadith.
page 201 and 20.
These ahadith, right? Look at how easy it is. The funny part is, these asanid, I addressed them in the video. I brought what Ibn Hajar rahimahullah said. The problem is now, look, all of these asanid, look what I'm going to do to it.
201
So first, here is the first page. It has Muhammad bin Umar. Look.
and 2.
The second page, Muhammad bin Umar, Muhammad bin Umar, Muhammad bin Umar. Who's Muhammad bin Umar? Al-Waqidi. Al-Waqidi is matruk. So all of these are disqualified. Go ahead. I'm still waiting for the authentic isnad. Please go back to my video and see what Ibn Hajar said about these asanid, which I addressed. And like the entire video, I already addressed it in the first video, but he was trying to reconcile, which he couldn't do. The second thing is, I mentioned what Ali bin Adam al-Ethiopi said, so you refuted my guy. The purpose of this video is to show how you lie. Bro, look.
As you can see here, there's a chain for you. Angry
I
Bird.
never asked for this chain. Do you know why? Because I already have it in my video. All of what Ibn Sa'd rahimahullah narrated in al-Tabaqat, it was in the video already. Like, why are you trying to gaslight people? I asked for the statement of As-Suyuti. And now the continuous lies is going to come, inshallah. Just like wait for it, please. So now almost he was done with the 4 hadith that he brought from Tabaqat, right? All of them has al-Waqid and Waqid is matruk, and also other people that are weak in it. I'm just bringing the Waqidi. If the beginning of the hadith tells you that, it's weak. So why are you bringing it? And again, I addressed it in my video, but he absolutely doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. And now,
Ibn Hussein, example Umar ibn Ali. For example, Ali ibn Hussein. For example, Al-Sha'bi and Abdullah ibn Abbas.
oh my god, bro. All of them from Al-Waqidi and other Shia and other weak individuals. Oh my God. So please stop embarrassing yourself. Ibn Hajar and Al-Ethiopi, they absolutely destroyed your argument. They said Al-Waqidi, which look, it's right here. وعن Al-Waqidi and other people in the chains, they are not even known. So take it easy, my guy. And then he said 5 people narrated this the hadith, and this is the story of Ali ibn Abi Talib. All of them has Al-Waqidi and other individuals that are weak. Bring me authentic asanid. I'm waiting. So then he's going to bring a hadith in Musannaf, right? Pause it and please remember this part. In this hadith, it never states that Ali radiallahu anhu died in the lap of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the rest of the hadith that you're going to also be bringing from the narration of Salama radiallahu anha, all of them says that Ali radiallahu anhu sat next to the Prophet and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was talking to him, which I also addressed in my video. Now look at the blunders.
And Salama has been narrated by Ahmad ibn Hanbal in Fadail al-Sahaba, volume 2, page 686, hadith 117.
Also the hadith of Salama, that Ali radiallahu anhu was the last one to see the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and Ibn Hajar said, وَالْحَدِيثُ عَنْ عَائِشَةَ أَثْبَتْ مِنْ هَذَا. The hadith of Aisha and fabricated, because some of them, Albani said they're fabricated. Salama radiallahu anha, yani, even if it's authentic, maybe she meant that he was the last of men that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saw. Salama did not say that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam died in the lap of Ali. You're making it up, because she didn't mention specifically him dying in Ali's lap. What he does is he stuffs his videos with sources, and then he summarizes out of his own pocket what's in the isnad. So next time, bring the hadith, address it, at least put it on the screen so we can read it.
And be careful to what I said, because I said you making it up, because Salama never said that Ali, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam died in Ali's lap. What he said is,
Al-Khwarizmi in his Manaqib said that Salama, wife of the Prophet, said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam died on Ali.
Cap, bring it. Bring it. He brought this hadith which does not state that the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap. It says that the Prophet ﷺ died and Ali radiallahu anh was next to him on his left. So he brought 2 sources actually saying that Salama said that the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap, which is fabrication. He's paraphrasing out of his own pocket. That's why I precisely said, bring me a single authentic isnad that goes back to the Prophet ﷺ that clearly states that the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap, which you couldn't do. And then he's gonna say this.
Look at this. Fadail al-Sahaba.
It's sahih. I have no problem with it. Please find me where does it say the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap. It says on his left, and the Prophet ﷺ was speaking to him. And the same exact narration of Salama, which he lied about Salama. He said Salama said that Ali radiallahu anh, the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap, which is fabrication. He made it up. Here he brought up the Hakim al-Mustadrak, right? And Salama radiallahu anha said the Prophet ﷺ was next to Ali. Ali was on the left of the Prophet ﷺ, so he did not die in his lap. So guys, when I said to him, bring the asanid and put it on the screen, because this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to show his hypocrisy and I wanted to show his ignorance, because he brings a list of sources and he paraphrased what's in them. That's not how it works. You are clearly lying on behalf of Salama. Clearly. I tried to pause it, I couldn't, so this is the best. So here it clearly states that Ali radiallahu anhu was on the left of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And look at his stories. Al-Mustadrak al-Sahihain.
Tahqiq of al-Mustadrak declared this Hasan.
I couldn't pause it on time, so please pause it and read it, inshallah. So if this hadith is authentic, I have no problem with it. Where does it say the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap? Go ahead. And then another source.
Volume 12, page 360.
Look what it clearly says. Ali radiallahu anh was on the left of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So bring me, where does it say that Ali the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam died in Ali's lap? And Ali radiallahu anh being on the left of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam doesn't negate the fact that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam actually died in the lap of Aisha and Ali was on his left. But the idea of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam dying in Ali's lap, that's what he cannot prove. And what was the Prophet ﷺ said to Ali radiallahu anh here? As-salatu wa ma malakat aymanukum. Take care of the salat and the concubines, or what your right hand possesses. And again, another page, 404, he brought the same exact narration, which is sahih. I don't have a problem with that. But this narration doesn't say that the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap.
Here and hadith 6,900.
All of them state he was on his left. Please pause it and read it, or go to his video and watch it and read all of the sources that he brought.
So, Angry Bird, why are you lying? You said none of the sanads were sahih.
Okay, yes, I absolutely said that. The challenge was the following.
Bring one single authentic isnad that clearly states that the Prophet ﷺ died in the lap of Ali. And you said,
So that's the challenge was one single isnad that clearly states that the Prophet ﷺ died in the lap of Ali, and that hadith must be authentic. And then he brought the narration of Al-Mu'jam. It clearly states that Aisha radiallahu anha wa Hafsa were there. And then when Ali radiallahu anhu came in, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam lifted his head and then said, "Come near me." فأسنده إليه فلم يزل عنده حتى توفي. So we can combine the narrations. Aisha radiallahu anha stated that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam died in her lap. I mean, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was in her lap, as this also hadith mentioned that Aisha radiallahu anha was there. When Ali came in, he sat next to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam on his left, and he was talking to him. Simple. And Ali radiallahu anhu being next to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam until he died. It's in my video. Go back to it. It's like right here when I mentioned Al-Ethiopi. And no, actually Ibn Hajar. Just show it to you. Here at the end. Minute 409. Please go ahead and watch it. And just to let you know, this is not authentic as the authenticity of the riwayah of Al-Bukhari and Muslim, because it has a person which is Hasan, and even though he's weak, there's a weakness in him. But they might let him slide because of the hadith science in simple terms. So he's not even bringing authentic narrations just like Al-Bukhari and Muslim. And subhanallah, he fell into it just like an idiot. Another source that clearly states the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap, but guess what? It's weak because Ghassan bin Ubaydillah majhul lam yajid. And here وقال الهيثمي.
Here's the chain.
Wait a second, bro.
329.
Stop yapping. Here وفيه غسان بن عبيد الله لم أجد من ترجمته وبقية رجاله ثقات. So Ghassan is majhul. So we're gonna dismiss a riwayah that's muttafaq alayh because of a chains that all of them are weak, and a person who is named Ghassan bin Ubaydillah majhul. So the majority of, as I said, not the majority, all of the chains are weak, and the authentic ones state that Ali radiallahu anhu was on the left of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So bring me the one single authentic narration that clearly states the Prophet ﷺ died in Ali's lap. I'm still waiting for it. And then he was trying to refute my argument on the authenticity of the hadith, right? I said, how are you going to disqualify a muttafaq alayh hadith and a hadith that is outside of Al-Bukhari and it's not authentic? So this hadith, in summary, Fatima was mad Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, and Fatima radiallahu anha was wrong. And it's about Fadak that Shia keep crying about. The objection is فَلَمْ تُكَلِّمْهُ حَتَّى تُوفِيَ. She didn't speak to him until she died. The simple interpretation is she didn't speak to him regarding the matter of Fadak until she died. Simple. Please look what he's gonna say.
Rejecting and disputing Bukhari in this situation, and you take a hadith that is fabricated from Bayhaqi, and
he said fabricated from al-Bayhaqi. This guy literally said it's fabricated. My guy Ibn Hajar said وإن كان مرسلا فإسناده إلى الشعبي صحيح. الشعبي narrated this hadith, and he didn't say who told him from the companions, but Ash-Shu'bi actually did say that, and the isnad all the way to Ash-Shu'bi is sahih. So take it easy, my guy. And you have other scholars. It's not the time to talk about Fadak, but this guy is ignorant. If you want me to make a video about Fadak, please tell me and I will obliterate your claims, and from your own books too.
you claim that other hadiths outside of Bukhari cannot overrule Bukhari, but then you take a report from Bayhaqi which is outside of Bukhari and you use it to overrule Bukhari when.
Oh my god, this guy missed the entire point. Oh my god. There is difference between clarifying a statement in the hadith and absolutely denying the hadith completely. You bring in our sources and you trying to make it seem like Aisha was lying. She was not truthful. Meanwhile, the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim, so it's muttafaq alayh. And you go to other ahadith outside of al-Bukhari and you're trying to bring not authentic ahadith to say that Aisha was lying. That's the problem itself. We're not bringing another hadith to explain a hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari. You're bringing another hadith to disqualify completely the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. This is the difference, ya Ahmar.
Why? Because you're a munafiq.
And then he's going to bring the hadith of the slave girl that bewitched Aisha radiallahu anha. Even though the point is relevant, but I have to respond to it because look what he said.
When Aisha was bewitched, how do I know when she said this she wasn't bewitched? Did you bewitch me? Did you put magic on me? She said, yes, I did. Aisha said, why? She said, because I knew you were never going to free me. And this is the character of your mother. Ready?
Look, bro, oh my god.
Aisha said, sell her, the slave, to the worst masters among the Arabs.
Hadith actually states that Aisha radiallahu anha, she already planned to free the slave girl. Here it says وَكَانَتْ عَائِشَةُ أَعْتَقَتْهَا مِنْ دُبُرٍ مِنْهَا. It means that Aisha radiallahu anha planned already when she dies that the slave girl will go free. And this girl went and she bewitched Aisha radiallahu anha. So Aisha radiallahu anha, she wanted to teach her a lesson for not to do such a thing again. And Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was bewitched according to the Quran. Are you not gonna take the arguments from Musa alayhi salam? Are you not gonna take what Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said in the Quran? Come on, bro, make better arguments. And I made a video about whatchamacallit here. This video, Quran is to reject al-Bukhari because of the hadith that the Prophet ﷺ was bewitched, and also it's a refutation for the Shia, subhanallah. Then he brought up this recycled shubha which already baked him on. So okay, Aisha radiallahu anha told the Jews who cursed the Prophet ﷺ, Assalamu alaikum, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cursed you, and the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is upon you. If Aisha radiallahu anha is a fahisha, that means your Prophet in al-Majlisi, as I refuted you before on it, my page.
Is it volume 20, page 234? Prophets literally cursed the Jews. He told them, إخوة القردة والخنازير وعبدة الطاغوت.
Was the Prophet fahish because of this?
Fahisha.
Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean? Your Prophet allegedly was fahish too. If you're gonna slander the Aisha radiallahu anha, you have to slander your own Prophet. And I'm not saying this is a bad, nor this is a bad. The Prophet ﷺ was teaching a lesson, ya ahmar. And subhanallah, Aisha radiallahu anha was defending the Prophet, and this filthy pagan is defending the Jews.
You know what fahisha means, right?
You don't even know what nafs means. You don't even know what nafs means. I begged him on another video. I told him, what is the meaning of nafs? He didn't respond, and he will never respond to the meaning of nafs because he got obliterated. And at the end of the video, what he does is the following. When I said like bring the asanid, right? All of this to be refuted by me like in a couple of minutes, bro. And the sad problem is all of these sources, or like except maybe one, I addressed all of them in a previous video. Then he brings this picture of me. Subhanallah, it's okay. Guess what? Al-Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib was called Al-Anza' al-Batin, the fat, bald-headed. So go ahead and have fun. And I'm still waiting for the source of As-Suyuti, even though I think you are intentionally lying. So, because you strawman the entire position. How many times I have to embarrass you? How many times I have to bake you? How many times I have to obliterate you? Ya fasiq, ya zindiq. If you scroll through his channel, all of it is shirk, bro. He said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intercedes for someone. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begs someone. And he said Allah begs Al-Husayn or Al-Hasan. Like, this guy is mushrik. Like, the biggest mushrik on this app is this guy. He said Islamic lecturer. My guy, you're a shirk lecturer. And the madad that you brought from this, I don't know what other pagan, and he said go to him and see the scans. And the madad that you brought actually failed, so try again and bring another madad so I can destroy it also. This guy is a waste of time. In my original video, he didn't address my point. He stormed my position, he lied about me, and he fabricated sources, and he was paraphrasing out of his pocket. He brought an ijma' from his pocket also. What else? So that's what I got. Wassalamu ala man ittaba' al-huda.